day. Fans were screaming at me, and I kept thinking, hey, I was only 8 years old then. Get off of my back. I had met him once before, but when the game was over, I had a chance to shake Johnny Unitas' hand. And I hope that old number 19 is up there with his flat top and maybe his black high tops on. And I hope he knows that I have stayed at it, and maybe he's even a little proud of me. There's just something about 18 years. 18 is a good number. And today I retire from pro football. I want to thank the people of New Orleans and South Louisiana. New Orleans is my hometown. And of course they support their own team, the Saints, but they also support their own. And that city and state of Tennessee for my senior year. It was one of the smartest decisions I've ever made. I cherished my time in Knoxville, especially my senior year. And I want ball fans everywhere to know the unique role that you've played in my life. Thank you to the Indianapolis Colts organization and all the fans across this country. You can't fathom how much I enjoyed my 14 years there, or the warmth that my family feels for you. I'd be wrong not to mention Jim Irsay, Bill Polian, some great coaches, support staff, and a host of wonderful Colts teammates, many of whom will be lifelong friends. When I was drafted by the Colts, Indianapolis was a basketball and a car racing town. But it didn't take long for the Colts to convert the city and state of Indiana into football evangelists. We ended my rookie season 3-13, and in the process I set the NFL rookie record for interceptions, a record that I still hold today. Every year I pull for a rookie quarterback to break that record. Andrew Luck, Matthew Stafford, Eli Manning, Cam Newton. I still kid Eli that he would have broken it if he had started all 16 games. In the beginning of my time in Indy, the team's struggles were agonizing. My grandfather would call me weekly to ask if his favorite announcers, John Madden and Pat Summerall, would be broadcasting our game. Pawpaw, I'd say, we're only 2-8 right now. We're playing the 3-7 Bengals. Madden and Summerall don't broadcast those kinds of games. Fast forward to my second year when we had gotten things going a little bit. We were playing the Dallas Cowboys, including Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Deion Sanders. I called Pawpaw. Guess what? Madden and Summerall are broadcasting the game. He said, I can't believe it. He was elated, and he was very proud. And we beat the Cowboys that week, and we let the world know that the Colts had arrived. Make no mistake about it. We were coming, and we went on to do some phenomenal things, like winning at least 12 games 7 years in a row, and of course winning Super Bowl 41. And I was truly honored and proud to be a part of it. There's a saying that goes, treat a man as he is, and he will remain as he is. Treat a man as he could be, and he will become what he should be. When I visited Denver 4 years ago, if John Elway had sat me down and said, Peyton, here's what we're going to do. We're going to win over 50 games, win 4 straight division championships, lose only 3 division games in 4 years, and none will be on the road. We'll beat the Patriots in 2 championship games. You're going to win NFL Comeback Player of the Year, another MVP. Your offense will set single-season passing records. You'll break a couple more all-time records, and we'll go to a couple of Super Bowls. I think I would have taken that deal. John, you did tell me that, didn't you? Grateful is the word that comes to my mind when thinking of the Denver Broncos. I want to thank Pat Bowlen and his family, Joe Ellis, John Elway, John Fox, Gary Kubiak, and their staffs, and all the support people in this great organization. To all of my Denver teammates, thank you for what you've done for this old quarterback. And of course, my gratitude to the Broncos fans everywhere. Over my NFL career, I've had 5 head coaches who helped me become better at my craft and helped me become a better human being. Jim Mora, Tony Dungy, Jim Caldwell, John Fox, Gary Kubiak. While I've obviously changed teams, I've had the same football representation for almost 2 decades. I owe Tom Condon many thanks. He has represented me with class at every juncture, and he'll always be a great friend. I want to thank a tremendous group of friends who have supported my football career and been at my side at games from high school to Tennessee, Indy, and through that incredible Broncos Super Bowl win last month. You know who you are and what you mean to me. And there is no way to measure or properly express what a family like mine can mean. Mom, Dad, Cooper, Eli, extended family, you are the best. And Ashley, your support is as potent a motivator as any man could have. Ashley's and my kids, Marshall and Mosley, have only been around for a couple of years, but they have changed my life forever. A week before the Super Bowl, our daughter Mosley asked me, "Daddy, is this the last game?" "Yes, Mosley, it's the last game of the season. I sure do want you to win that trophy." "I do too, Mosley, and that's what we're going to try to do." Then she asked, "Daddy, is this the last game ever?" And that's just when I shook my head in amazement, because I was thinking Mort and Adam Schefter had gotten to my 5-year-old daughter to cultivate a new source. When someone thoroughly exhausts an experience, they can't help but revere it. I revere football. I love the game. So you don't have to wonder if I'll miss it. Absolutely, absolutely, I will. Our children are small now, but as they grow up, we're going to teach them to enjoy the little things in life, because one day they'll look back and discover that those really were the big things. So here are the seemingly little things that when I look into my rearview mirror have grown much bigger. I'm going to miss a steak dinner at St. Elmo's in Indianapolis after a win. My battles with players named Lynch, Lewis, Thomas, Bruschi, Fletcher, Dawkins, Sayal, Urlacher, Palomalu, Harrison, Woodson, and Reed. And with coaches like Fisher, Ryan, Belichick, Kiffin, Phillips, Rivera, LeBeau, Cornell, Capers, Lewis, the late Jim Johnson, and so many more. I always felt like I was kind of playing against that middle linebacker or that safety or that defensive coach. I'll miss figuring out blitzes with Jeff Saturday, Reggie sitting on top of the bench next to me, and perfecting a fake handoff to Edgerrin James. I'll miss Demaryius Thomas telling me that he loved me and thanking me for coming to Denver after every touchdown I threw to him. I'll miss putting in a play with Tom Moore and Adam Gase that ends in a touchdown on Sunday. On Fridays, I'll miss picking out the game balls with my equipment guys. And talking football with the broadcast crews before the game, and afterwards I'll miss recapping the game with my dad. And checking to see if the Giants won, and calling Eli as we're both on our team buses. I miss that handshake with Tom Brady, and I miss the plane rides after a big win with 53 teammates standing in the aisles, laughing and celebrating during the whole fight. I miss playing in front of so many great fans, both at home and on the road. And I'll even miss the Patriot fans in Foxborough. And they should miss me, because they sure did get a lot of wins off of me. And this is important. Football fans everywhere need to know how much they've meant to me over the years. Fans who are at the core of what makes this game remarkable. I've received more letters from you than I can count. Fan letters that have touched me, made me think, laugh, and moved me to act. I've learned a lot through my mistakes, stumbles, and losses in football. I've also learned that this game is a mighty platform that has given me a voice that can echo well beyond the game. Football has taught me not to be led by obstructions and setbacks, but instead to be led by dreams. Due to some good genes, I'm smart enough to know that those lessons can enrich who I am and where I go from here. I'm totally convinced that the end of my football career is just the beginning of something I haven't even discovered yet. Life is not shrinking for me. It's morphing into a whole new world of possibilities. Pundits will speculate that my effort and drive over the past 18 years were about mastery and about working to master every aspect of the NFL game. Well, don't believe them, because every moment, every drop of sweat, every bleary-eyed night of preparation, every note I took, and every frame of film I watched was about one thing: reverence for this game. When I look back on my NFL career, I'll know without a doubt that I gave everything I had to help my teams walk away with a win. There were other players who were more talented, but there was no one who could out-prepare me. And because of that, I have no regrets. There's a scripture reading, 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, and I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Well, I fought a good fight. I've finished my football race. And after 18 years, it's time. God bless all of you, and God bless football.
Thinking you would come back for one more season?
Mike, I really wanted to do, like I said at the game, and take Coach Dungy's advice and really take some time to enjoy that Super Bowl win. I was telling somebody, I played 18 years, but this was the second off season that I could start in a good mood after winning a world championship. And I know how hard it is to win that world championship. I know how hard it is to get there. I know how hard it is to win a game. So I really wanted to take some time and enjoy that. I went on family vacation, went hunting with my old teammate Jeff Saturday, and really just had some great time to reflect on this past season and all that Coach Kubiak mentioned that we had been through and I had gone through on the field. And so I really took some time to do that. But I thought about it a lot, prayed about it a lot, and like I said earlier, it was just the right time. And maybe I don't throw as good or run as good as I used to, but I've always had good timing, and I think that's the true case in this sense.
Congratulations. I've had the privilege of covering Troy Aikman and Brett Favre and now your career, and I want to ask you the same thing that I asked them when they retired, and that is, how do you figure to scratch that competitive itch that you've been scratching for all these years?
It's hard to say. I've talked to John about this over the past 4 years, and he's given me some great insight as to kind of what some of the feelings that I'll be going through, over the next couple of months and in years. And so I've appreciated his advice and friendship and support. So I don't know. I haven't ruled anything out. I have made no decisions. I'm going to go on vacation again after this, and go play a little golf pretty soon with my two brothers, and we'll kind of enjoy this. I really have enjoyed this past day and a half. I've had a chance to call some special people that have been a part of my football life. And after calling John and Joe and Coach Kubiak, I called all 5 of my head coaches. I had a great conversation with Jim Mora, Tony Dungy, Jim Caldwell, John Fox, and of course I talked to Coach Kubiak, and that was really special, having a chance to going down memory lane a little bit. So I'm going to enjoy this and think about some of those things at another time.
I know it was hard, as Gary talked about. Was there a point you weren't sure you were going to get back, and how gratifying was it to finish, given what you went through for those 2.5 months?
Well, like everyone has alluded to earlier today, it was extremely gratifying to finish with a world championship. It was a special day there in San Francisco, and one that I'll always remember and cherish with a great bunch of teammates. There's no question this was a unique season, and it had plenty of ups and downs, but those conversations, those open and honest conversations with Coach Kubiak were important and helpful, and they were two-way, and that was important. And like I said earlier, during the Super Bowl week, I never assumed anything. I never said this is going to be it, or I'm never going to play again, or I'm not going to get healthy. I did just what Coach Kubiak mentioned. I had kind of a goal 1 week at a time. I tried to accomplish that goals, and that led to some bigger things. And so it was the right attitude to have during, no doubt, a unique season.
20 years ago in your career or in your life, what can you say now about those allegations and how this has maybe overtaken kind of the discussion over the last?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is a joyous day, and nothing can overtake from this day. I think it is sad that some people don't understand the truth and the facts, and I did not do what has been alleged, and I'm not interested in relitigating something that happened when I was 19 years old. And I kind of like my dad used to say when I was in trouble, I can't say it any plainer than that. And so this is a joyous day, and it's a special day, and like Forest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that. And then everyone goes on to their individual meetings and goes to practice, and I go in the little quarantine sandbox in the far corner. Don't get near any of the real players. You go over there, and you can take sunshine. And it was nice of them. They gave me a practice squad receiver, an equipment guy, and a guy on injured reserve to throw to. I was really, I appreciated that. And actually, it couldn't have been better guys. Jordan Taylor's might going to surprise a lot of people for the Broncos next year, in my opinion. And Jeff is going to get healthy. He's an awesome football player, and nobody appreciates a good equipment guy more than I do. And Flip and Harry and John Scott and Frog and T and all the guys that I've been to, there's a special bond there. So, but it was a frustrating time because I wasn't getting as healthy as quickly as I wanted to. I'm throwing in that indoor facility and, not feeling the same. And then you are starting to make some progress. Oh, then you have a little setback. And then, of course, you're not playing. I mean, I was so fortunate for so many years to have had great health and to have played in so many games. And so not to be playing, it was tough. And so, but I was starting to feel a little better around that time, and maybe getting back to being a little more myself and my signals and my hand gestures. And so maybe that was the timing of that.
Hey, I'm not sure if you might someday randomly strap on a football helmet again like he did in that hot tub a couple of years ago.
No chance. No chance.
What would you say is the proudest moment?
It's hard to answer right now. It's hard to list. This game, in my opinion, is a people business. It's a relationship business. It's certainly not a play on the field or a throw. It's none of that. It's moments. Obviously, having my family and being able to hold my kids a month ago with that Super Bowl trophy, it was one that you'll always remember. But
Nice the position. I wonder if you can go back to, was that by design? And secondly, how meaningful is it that you are now and your family is working with so many guys that have become quarterbacks in the National Football League, and the effect and footprint that will have on the future of the game?
Well, certainly I'm a fan of quarterbacks, and I mentioned Marino and my thoughts on John Elway growing up and Aikman. And like I said, I don't want to get into the list, but I love quarterbacks, and our football passing academy has been a great way for me and Eli and my dad to stay connected with the college quarterbacks that are getting ready to go play pro ball, and also try to help some high school quarterbacks learn a little bit more about the position. I'm grateful for that, and I forgot the first part of your question. I don't know. I can't answer that myself. I'm grateful for John's words and some other nice things that have been said this past day and a half. I'm very grateful. I studied hard at the game and prepared hard, and I guess I found out early, as a coach told me, that I could process a lot of information and make really fast decisions. He shared that with me, and maybe he said maybe that's not totally normal, if you will. And so that, I think, allowed coaches to put a lot of things on my plate and trust me. I never abused that trust, Woody. Mentioned Tom Moore and Adam and Rico. I never abused the trust that they would put in me to change a play and to try to improve our offensive chances of success on that play. So.